Hello ladies and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and in today's video we are going to be going over the top 15 most amazing racing games of all time. Look at the stash, boys. I'm going to shave it off. I think I look a little too goofy, but it's coming out though. Look at that. But yeah, top 15 most legendary racing games of all time. Now I'm not a gamer, don't get me wrong. And also, I'm sorry for the noise in the back. That's the furnace. It's loud. It's going to continue to be loud for the video until it ends. It'll probably end pretty soon though. I've been waiting, but I'm just running out of time here. But anyway, song of the day is Missed Calls by a man named Chris Miles. And for those that are going to be like, well, why has Mark not been uploading lately? First of all, I fixed my sleep schedule, and so that kind of took a whole day out of rotation because I was exhausted. I pulled an all-nighter, and then the next day I literally was just like, something dong, and it just wasn't working out, so I could not make a video. And on top of that, it was my dad's birthday weekend, and so I missed a couple days there too. Well, we're back, baby. We're back. Without further ado, let's get right into the list with number 15. And number 15. Also, for those wondering, yes, I am recording with my phone again today. I'm running on a strict time schedule, man. It's already 8:30. I want to get this video uploaded by like 9:30. But number 15 is iRacing. iRacing is not a game I've ever played. I'm gonna be brutally honest here, boys. I've never played this game because I don't have a PC, so I'm not a PC gamer or anything like that. So, but I've seen videos and I've obviously seen things online. People love this game. I'm sure I would love it too if I played it. But I'm not gonna really put too much of my own opinion in on it because again, I've never played it. That's kind of the reason why it's here at the number 15 spot too. You could definitely say it's higher. I don't know. I've never played the game. I just see a lot of people say it's great, and so I'm going to trust them on that and put it here on the list. A lot of people say it's in their top 10 favorite games of all time, so it's here at number 15. For the rest of the video games, I have played, number 14 is Need for Speed Carbon. There's actually not that much carbon in it. I was a little bit upset about that. I was like, where is my carbon dioxide? What is this? What is this? It was just carbon fiber. Wrong kind of carbon. I bought the wrong game, apparently. But Need for Speed Carbon, obviously, if you know, you know, baby. Back in the early 2000s, Need for Speed was pumping these bad boys out like a baby, like a 18-year-old girl in a small town that didn't go to college. He was just pumping them out, and it was kind of like they were hit or misses most of the time. Most of them hits though. Most Wanted, banger. Underground, banger. Underground 2, banger. Freaking Undercover though, unfortunately a disappointment. And then after that, it was also unfortunately disappointment. Carbon came out, perfect time. I loved everything about this game. It taught me about like toge racing too, which was really cool. The way that the factions were set up and you had to like go through each town, awesome. 13th could definitely be argued that it's not even a racing game in general, and it's more of just like a game with cars in it, but there's a lot of racing involved. It's GTA 5. I made a whole nother YouTube channel about GTA 5 because I like it that much. It has so much to do if you're a car guy in it. Like, it isn't technically a racing game, sure. There's so much more to do than just racing, and so I wouldn't classify it as a racing game. But come on, you know for a fact that car guys are the ones that are primarily like excited about Grand Theft Autos. Like, yes, everybody likes Grand Theft Auto, okay, don't get me wrong, but car guys love them because there's so much to do with cars in them. It's just such a fun car game. The name is Grand Theft Auto, okay? That literally just means like stealing really expensive cars. That's what the name means, because it's all about cars, and the cars in it are very fun, and they're really realistic, and it's really cool. 12th place though is an actual racing game. It's Burnout 3 Takedown. What? You might be like, I've never even heard of that game before. Well, if you haven't, you might not be a racing game enthusiast like myself, but Burnout 3 Takedown was another older game, early 2000s, you know, and it was... Burnout in general is just a really popular series. People like the Burnout games, and the reason why is because there's a lot of like crashing in them. And I'm not like a redneck or anything like that, but I love some games with some demolition derby, boys. I like me some crashing action. All right, it's fun. And Burnout 3 Takedown's the same way. It's really high octane. Like, you know, you're flying through these streets, and it's kind of crazy. But then you get to take each other down and like slam opponents into walls, and then it'll like give you a little cutscene when they crash, and it is just so cool. It's so rewarding. Number 11 is like a brand new game. One of the most recent like racing games I've played, actually. WRC 2023. It's a World Rallycross game. It has a ton of rally cars in it. I think there's like 70 rally cars in it or something like that. All the rally cars you could possibly want, boys. You want to launch a Delta? Bingo. Audi S1 E2. Bang. Bingo, bango. Walla walla bing bang. You got all of them. You got all the freaking... You got the weird ones too, like the BMW M1 Pro car, M330s, 911s. Ferraris, yeah, you got them in there, okay? You can drift. You can race whatever race car you want to race it, a rally car you want to race. And I truly believe it really is this good. Like, I do believe it's one of the best games of all time. I've played it recently, like, and I've just never looked back. It is such a good rally racing game. If you like rally racing, which you should, because if you don't like rally racing, you're wrong. It's cool. You will love this game. Number 10 is one that most people might not have even heard of. I would be kind of shocked if they hadn't, but they might not have. It's called Hot Wheels Velocity. Now, obviously, you've heard of Hot Wheels. You know, they make those little cars. Everybody likes Hot Wheels, especially car guys. Car guys and Hot Wheels go together like freaking Teslas and rich white people, okay? But Hot Wheels Velocity is a video game around Hot Wheels. So it has the Hot Wheels cars in it that you just destroy. You could do like different things. Like, the campaign is honestly boring. There's nothing going on there. It's just like, oh, drive your car here, drive your car there. But the cars in it are really cool, and it's such a good like couch like co-op game. I'm gonna be honest, if you're like a solo dolo guy, you probably won't like this because it's not really the whole selling point on the game. But if you do enjoy like hanging out with your friends and playing just a game where you can run around and destroy each other in it, dude, this game was the bee's knees back in the day. Would you like it nowadays? Maybe not. I mean, it's probably outdated, I'll admit it, but back in the day, dude, this was my jam. Me and my brother were playing it all the time. Ninth place is a game that I've played like once or twice, probably like a couple, like 3 times at least. But I don't actually own it. It's called BeamNG Drive, and the reason why is because it's only available on PC. And again, I don't have a PC. I told you this, Gerald. Why aren't you listening to me? But BeamNG Drive is a complete just crash 'em up simulator. It literally just has what's called soft body physics, which means that it's really good at making the cars deformed when they crash, and so therefore you can just have a ton of fun just crashing cars in whatever which way you want to. It's so fun to watch videos on it. It's so fun to play it. It's just a good game. Like, you don't have to even like cars to play BeamNG Drive and enjoy it because it's so interesting the way that the physics work in the game. It's such like an iconic, one-of-a-kind game, and I love it for that. 8th place is another iconic, one-of-a-kind game, but not as iconic as BeamNG Drive. I feel like nobody talks about this bad boy. It is Driver San Francisco. I cannot be the only one in this video that has played this game, but I feel like I am, because no one talks about Driver San Francisco. It is so cool. It wasn't a racing game. As a matter of fact, there was like barely any racing in it, but it was a story-based game where you had this weird ability that you could like float into the sky and transform into any, not transform, but like go into any car and just drive that car right there. It's not like GTA where you like stop and get out of the car and steal it and shoot the guy in the forehead and then get to commit crimes and learn about the horrible human beings of this world before you're even 12 years old. No, it is about just driving around and randomly abducting people from their cars and driving them around, and it's really cool. The story was alright. I mean, there's not really that much there, but the cool part was the fact that it had that little aspect in it, and the cars handled well and like crashed well. Like, it was a solid game, but it also had that really cool aspect to it. 7th place is another rally game that I do think is slightly better than WRC, Dirt Rally 2.0. Dirt Rally 2.0 is, I think, just better than WRC in pretty much every way, but I could totally see the opposite side of that, where people like WRC better than Dirt Rally. Dirt Rally has more of like a kind of arcadey, I guess you can say, feeling to it, because it's way more like rough and unforgiving, I would say, than WRC, but it's a little bit over the top with that, you know. It kind of goes all out with the whole like, oh, this is tough rally racing, man, you gotta strap on your strap on because we're going out rally racing, partner. And on top of that, it's got really beautiful graphics, like it's really gorgeous compared to WRC, but WRC is the more like serious one, I would say. But Dirt Rally, in my opinion, was just a little bit more fun. Very similar games, so I think they're even maybe the same company, but Dirt Rally I do think is like slightly better. 6th place is one that I actually had at like the top of my list when I started making this, because I love this game so much, but then I had to start bumping them down once I realized some other ones. It is Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix. Dude, Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix has a hold on my childhood memories. Every time I think about my childhood, I think about this game. I think about the startup music. I think about the freaking cars in it, the way it was customized. This is like what got me into like I'm not a stance car guy, even though I do like show videos of it, but it's what got me into like the lowrider lifestyle, you know, like the JDM lowrider. You're not lowrider in the sense that you're probably thinking of lowrider, but you know what I mean, like stance car lifestyle. Okay, this is what got me into it, you know, big rims, lowered cars, cool body kits. This is what got me into that. It was so cool, the customization. There were so many cars. The racing was fun. If you felt like a street racer, oh my god, if you haven't tried it, go back. It is not outdated. I just played it again recently, so go try it again. Number 5, breaking into the number 5 spot, is the Forza Horizon series. I didn't want to put just one here, like Forza Horizon 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, boom, 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 boom. I just put the whole series here, you know, every single one, because they're all good. Like, people like hate on Forza Horizon 5 or Forza Horizon 4 or 2, 1, whatever. They hate on some of them because they're new and they're different, and they don't want to feel, they hit with the nostalgia bone. But dude, they're fun. Like, Forza Horizon 5 is fun. Forza Horizon 4 is fun. I don't care if you want to sit there and be like, oh, it's new and it has like cash grab attempts. Sure, it does. It does have cash grab attempts, and it does kind of seem like the company that makes Forza games is being lazy. They do release like old cars that we've seen already in the past that are just reskinned and dropped into the game quite often, and it does seem like a lazy attempt to get you to come back to the game. But the game itself is a fun game. It's a very, very fun racing game. You can do whatever you want to do in that game as long as it revolves around racing. But fourth place is going to another one kind of like Hot Wheels Velocity. It is Mario Kart Double Dash. Now, I am not a Mario Kart fan. I'm going to be honest. I do not like them that much. I don't play them very often. But this one in particular was great. Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. If you don't have a couple of siblings to play around with or friends or whatever, you might not like this game. And I totally understand why. Because to you, it's just another Mario Kart game. But Mario Kart Double Dash, dude, I have 2 sisters and 1 brother. We used to play this bad boy all the time. And the reason why is because you get to dual wield. Like, so one guy will be like handling the weapons while the other guy is handling the driving, and it was awesome. It was so much fun, dude. It was so much fun to play with each other. Now, obviously, I've never actually played this game alone, and I don't think I would enjoy it as much if I did play it alone, but there's a reason why this game is like loved by everybody, not even if you're a car guy. Like, you could just be whoever and you're gonna like Mario Kart Double Dash, as long as you got a couple friends. Again, I don't think it will be the most fun if you're alone, but if you got a couple friends or siblings, give it a shot. Third place, however, is another relatively new one, actually, but one that I fell in love with the moment I started playing it, WRC Fest. This might be a hot take, because I don't think this is that popular. You know, I feel like most people don't talk about WRC Fest as much as I do, because I freaking love WRC Fest, man. Again, it's a very redneck game. I've met some people on there that are literally like, hey buddy, how's it going? Oh hey youngin'. It's like, I'm like, whoa, you are not anything like me whatsoever, but it's cool. The video game itself is really cool. You are literally just racing around. It's a destruction derby game. The physics are really cool in terms of that. But on top of that, it got really like over the top tracks, over the top cars, over the top soundtracks, game modes, and things like that just make it fun. It is pointless fun. There's no microtransactions or, oh, you could buy this and get this. Like, it's none of that stupid stuff. It's just pointless fun of driving around destroying each other, and that's awesome. But second place was an obvious one. I feel like most people knew it was going to be on here. They just didn't know where. They knew it was going to be towards the top, though. It is Need for Speed Most Wanted, the original 2005 one, not the 2012 one that they remade that I was like, I actually wanted really bad. And then when I got it for Christmas, I was so disappointed as a young, wee little lad. I was 12 years old at the time. I was like, this is so sad. But the first one was awesome. The idea of a blacklist has yet to been topped in any racing game ever. Like, that is the perfect idea for a story. A blacklist, working your way through like a series of progressively harder racers that actually have personalities, that actually have like something that you can like learn about them. You can like this guy or dislike this guy. Like, I always liked Big Lou with his freaking Mitsubishi Eclipse 4th gen. That guy was really cool. And then the guy right after him, Baron, he was blacklist spot number 10, I think, and he had a Porsche Cayman. I liked him too. Like, there was different personalities. You could like these different guys or dislike these guys. The cars themselves were obviously really cool. Tons of customization. The soundtrack was awesome. Everything about Need for Speed Most Wanted was great. It is still a blast to play today too. So if you didn't play it before and you think you missed out, don't be. Just go buy it now and go play it. We got an honorable mention, though, because I wanted to put this video game in here because it's literally one of my favorite video games of all time, but it really isn't one of the best racing games of all time, I would say. It's Car X Drift Racing Online. Again, this is one of my favorites. Like, I have 56 days put into a Car X Drift Racing Online. I have every car in the game fully upgraded. Like, I play this game nonstop. I love Car X Drift Racing. It's a great game. But I do understand that it's definitely not one of the best racing games, because if you don't like drifting, you probably won't like it. It's all 100% about drifting. So that's why I put it here as an honorable mention. It's not like if somebody said these are the best racing games ever, I wouldn't put this here, but it's one of my favorites, so I wanted to put it. But first place is not only like what I would definitely say is one of the community's best racing games of all time, but it is my favorite racing game of all time, Gran Turismo 4. Gran Turismo 4 did what no other game could, and even I can't describe what that is, because they cracked the code, man. They did something. We just don't get it. There's too much content, literally too much content for Gran Turismo 4's own good. And it had no DLC, none of that stupid pay to this stuff, none of that. No, it was released with all that content. There's over 700 cars in the game, and it was released in the early 2000s. Think about that for a second. Over 700 cars in the game in the early 2000s. Most games don't even reach that today. We're in 2023. And that's after all their stupid DLCs and stuff. It had that many cars. It had ridiculous numbers of races. It had endurance races that were like, oh, 12 hours endurance, and it was actually 12 hours. Like Forza does that. They'll be like, oh, 24 hours of Le Mans, but in reality it's 24 minutes because they want it to be like, you know, more enjoyable for the player. Not Gran Turismo 4. They were like, listen, buddy, if you want to do an endurance race, you're going to do an endurance race. You're going to sit there and race for 24 hours. You obviously can pause it and stuff like that, but you got to complete 24 hours of this track, and then you can get the reward. Obviously, it had regular racing too. It wasn't all endurance. As a matter of fact, that was a very small part of the game. But it also had license tests. Do you guys remember the license tests, man? Those were like hard, but so engaging and so much fun. You got rewarded for them. The used car dealership was such a good idea too, which had like cars that you couldn't buy at the regular dealerships because they were a little bit older than when the game was released. So you could only buy them at the used cars dealership. But they were super cool cars, like things like a CB7 Accord or a 3rd gen Prelude or a 300ZX Z31 that you couldn't buy at the dealership, but you could only buy them there. It was also probably really popular with me and our generation because it was a lot about Japanese sports cars, because it's a Japanese company and we like the Japanese sports cars. But that doesn't mean that it didn't have European and American cars. No, it had tons of them. Every generation of Camaro you could want, every generation of Mustang, every M3, every M5, every Audi S4. Like, it had everything you could want. It is such a perfect game. That was probably one of the longest entries for a single like thing in one of my videos. That was 2 minutes long, so I'm sorry for you having to watch through that entire Gran Turismo 4 clip. But that is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more content just like these. I have to quickly do an outro because it's already 8:40 and I need to upload this I want to upload it before 10, so hopefully that's still possible. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'm sorry for not uploading recently. I know it's annoying, but if I like wanted to, I could get into full detail, but I feel like most of you guys don't care, and honestly it would just probably sound like an excuse, and so I don't want to do that. It was my mistake and I apologize for it. We're back. Okay, sorry. I gotta take it more seriously, I know, but we are trying. I'm trying to take it as serious as I can, but there was just something going on, and realistically it was just my sleep schedule. I was trying to fix my sleep schedule, and then my dad's birthday came up, and that was the problem. I was going through a little bit of a anxiety phase, man. What, you got a problem with that? Nah, man, sometimes my stomach hurts for no reason, okay? I overthink things and it makes my stomach hurt, okay? And my stomach was hurting, and I couldn't record when my stomach was hurting because I wasn't happy, and I don't want to record if I'm angry. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Das Vidania, and have a nice night.